Guys, I'm Coach Mike. This is the MDM Show, courtesy of MDM Canada Multimedia Group, and brought to you by. Let's see if we can get our logo for a sponsor here right away. Brought to you by. MDM Life Architects, where we build better bodies and we create better lives, and we show you how to create your ideal life blueprint if you've never done that before in all the major areas of life at MDM Life Architects. This is the MDM Show. This is sponsored by MDM Life Architects. And how do they go about doing that? This is going to be my own little commercial within my show. So I'm doing a commercial in the show promoting MDM Life Architects as our sponsor. So how do they go about creating your ideal life blueprint from the Life After Sport playbook? So what we do is we go over the mental capacity, your emotional intelligence, your spiritual health, your physical health with your body and your nutrition. And we what's your financial blueprint? Because you got to know where you are in order to know where you're going. And when you know where you're going, you got to know where you're starting from as well. So those are very important points to know. If you don't know where you are and you don't know where you're going, you're going to be screwed, right? So we help you build and create from the imagination and the creativity in your mind. And I'll walk you through it. Your ideal life blueprint, where you want to live. What is your financial situation? What do you want your net worth to be? What do you want your monthly cash flow to be? What do you want your relationship to look like? Your intimate relationship, your relationship with your friends, your relationship with your coworkers, your relationship with your teammates. What kind of recreational activities you got going on? So we go through the whole flywheel and you write down all that stuff of exactly what your ideal life would look like. And then we reverse engineer that with all the action items that you must take on a regular basis. And that's how you get to your target. And you got to know where you're starting from in order to get where you're going. And then they got to be like something that's actually achievable. You start small so you can keep on building the wins, keep on building the momentum. So you start small because you can't just say, I'm going to do all this stuff. And then it's like, I got overwhelmed and I've pulled all my hair out. I can't even start that because it's too overwhelming. You got to start with one thing at a time. Only one thing at a time. And you build on that and you build on that. Just like, I like to use the analogy of lifting weights. We're jumping right into the show here, ladies and gentlemen. So I like to use the analogy of lifting weights. So if you've never been in a weight room before, and we're going to go to the bench press machine. I have a story about this. Let's tell a story about this instead. So when I was in grade 9, we had grade 9 phys ed. And I had lifted weights a little bit with my friends. We screwed around on the universal bench press, but I've never used like real weights with real heavy plates on a real bench press machine. It's pretty intimidating when I walked in there with the grade 9 phys ed guys. And Miss Fakula was our phys ed teacher at the time. So it's like, we have to show you guys how to lift weights. It's like, well, I can lift. We're all like, macho, I can lift that. This is grade 9, keep in mind. So it's like the bar weighed 45 pounds, and then these plates were 45 pounds, also throwing on there. So it's 90 plus 45 is 135. We put one plate on the side plus the bar 135. I couldn't even do one rep of that in grade 9. So I think we had to put the 25s on, and that was even heavy. That's not even 100 pounds. So none of us knew how to lift these weights. So we had to get in there and practice. So we do it at gym time. Then we go in after school sometimes and learn how to lift weights because, again, I was into fitness with my buddies. We'd play a bunch of sports, but not into how you build your body and get actual strength in your body. I didn't know how to do that. So I read a bunch of muscle and fitness magazines. We got those. I'd take a look at that, and then you read, and then you go to try to stuff when you actually have the weights in the gym. So my point is, I didn't have a clue what I was doing. But grade 9, I started lifting weights, and then grade 10, I started lifting more weights, then grade 11 and grade 12. So I don't even think I can lift 100 pounds on the bench press in grade 9. But once you start doing it, you get a little bit stronger, you get your foundation down, you get your technique down, you get your comfortability down, you get like a little bit of confidence. And it's like, well, I'm stronger now. I can add a little bit of weight to it. Then I can add a little bit more. So the more you do it, the more strength you build, the more muscle you build, the more weight you can put onto the bar in the weight room. But that takes years. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4 years. So from grade 9, I could even do 100 pounds to grade 12. I was close to 300 pounds. So that's pretty good. Pretty darn good because I did bench press a lot. So in anything else that you're going to undertake, so this is the analogy behind though. This is the aha moment. So anything else that you are going to undertake, it's going to take some time. It's just like if you've never baked before, you're going to go bake a cake. You might not get the best cake the first time you go to make a cake. Just like when I walked into the weight room the first time, I didn't have a clue what I was doing. I needed somebody to coach me. I needed someone to show me. I needed to experiment for myself. So anything that you're doing, anything that I've done, I haven't known how to do it, but then I have to get someone to show me. I have to get a tutorial. I have to read a magazine. So you have to develop these skills. You just don't know how to do things right off the bat. So then you add the weights onto that. So in setting those goals with the action plans we were talking about to be able to get you to your goal of what your ideal blueprint was, you have to know where you're starting from. And if you've never done a lot of this stuff before, it might take a little longer, but the more you do, the more massive action you take, the more momentum you get, and then the quicker the snowball rolls down the hill. So we're going to get into the podcast here right away. This is going to be hopefully pretty short. That was like the intro was like 6 minutes and 30 seconds. So can you tell I can talk a little bit? So it's like, and I got these new lights back here, which is a new feature here on the set of the show. And if I move this over here, because I had to learn how to do all this too, right? I didn't know how to do any of this stuff when I first talked about doing this. Oh, you're going to do your own MDM show. You're going to have your own podcast. It's like, what platforms do you use, or what do you have to do for this, or do you have to get a microphone, or you have to get speakers, or how are you going to even do that? And then you got to get a camera, then you got to get a set, then you're going to get the light, and you got to get all this stuff. It's like, it's way too overwhelming, isn't it? I'm not even going to start that because you're telling me I got to do too many things, but you have to do one thing at a time. We can only do one thing at a time. Just like I have a whole bunch of like prompts up here, whatever they're called up there. There's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's 12 things up there, but I can only have one of them open at a time unless I have a bunch of screens up on here. Then I can only look at one thing at a time. I can only say one word at a time. So if it's too overwhelming, narrow it down and get that going. So this one's about how to persuade yourself. How do you persuade yourself to get done the things that you need to get done when you know you're not getting done the things that you do need to get done? So let's talk a little bit about that. How are we going to do that? There's 7 steps here that we've come up with. Again, I cheated and I used Chat GTP to come up with these steps. Just so you know, I used Chat GTP to come up with these steps. But you should be familiar with them. And I'll be able to talk a little. Once we get prompted, we can talk a little bit about it. So right, here we go. So the 7 steps of what you need to do to persuade yourself, because I find it hard to persuade myself. Can you put your hand? Do you agree that when you get up in the morning, you just jump out of bed and everything's like rosy and everything's great? Some of you might feel that way, but it's like some of you might feel like pressing the snooze button. It's like, no, I just want 2 more minutes or 5 more minutes. Press the snooze button. Then you press it again. It's like, so how do you persuade yourself to get out of bed? How do you persuade yourself to go to the gym? How do you persuade yourself to read that book? How do you persuade yourself to drop a budget? How do you persuade yourself to start eating healthier? How do you persuade yourself to get along with your spouse? How do you persuade yourself to clean the garage? How do you persuade yourself to go clean the car? How do you persuade yourself? Fill in the blank. So that's what this is going to be about. How do you persuade yourself? We got 7 proven science-backed techniques to persuade yourself, take massive action, especially when motivation dips and resistance kicks in. Has anybody ever felt like your motivation's dipping, or the resistance is coming against you, that you're going to find everything else to do except for the thing that you know you need to do? Does anybody relate to that? I know I certainly can. Happens like on a daily basis where the resistance is coming at you. It's like, no, no, no. So you have to be able to break. And there's all patterns. Tony Robbins talked today about everything is a pattern. Patterns keep repeating themselves. So the patterns that you've created in your life so far, those are your patterns. And if you don't like your patterns, you don't like the results that your patterns are creating in your life, then you have to change the pattern. And if they've been ingrained, it's just like ruts in a road. If you're going down a road in winter, you know those ruts where they get icy and then your car can bottom out. those ruts. That's kind of like how you run your operating system of your life, because that's your pattern. You got to break the pattern. So how do we go about doing that? Good old ChatGPT tells that we have to identify who we are first, your identity before the action. You have to say, I am the kind of man who finishes, or woman who finishes what he or she starts. So if you start something, you got to finish it. So that comes with identity. And we talk about creating a new identity, this whole new identity shift from who you used to be to who you need to be to get to the place that you want to be. The be, do, have, be, do, have. So you have to be, who are you right now? I got to be this person. So you have to know who you are right now. And then in the doing, then you become this other person, because in the doing, you become a new person a little bit more every day, getting closer to the person that you know you need to be to have the things that you want to have in your life. So that's be, do, have. Your brain acts in alignment with the identity you claim. So your brain acts in alignment with the identity you claim. So if you're a pot smoker, if you're an alcoholic, if you overeat, if you're like watching porn, or you just sit on the couch eating potato chips all day, if you're smoking cigarettes one after the other, then your brain will identify with who you are and your activities and your actions that you do on a daily basis. Instead of trying to motivate yourself, embody the identity of the person who's going to get that stuff done, the finisher, the builder, the man or woman who executes on the plan that they set out for themselves. Got to keep doing that every day. So identify who you want to be and who you are now. It's like, I don't like this person. That's like, I did a little video the other day, if you would have saw that, where I'm in the mirror and I was wearing a pillow in here. It's like, gee, I don't know what happened. I gained 50 pounds. And it's like, how did this happen? I don't know. It wasn't from me watching TV and clicking the control and eating potato chips and chocolate bars and junk food all day and not going to the gym. It's like, boom, you put on 50 pounds. Like, are you kidding me? Then you got to do the opposite actions to get that off. And then you have to, this isn't who I am. You are this other person. So you are every morning, here's like a tip. It says every morning, you have to say to yourself, this is the power movement. You got to get yourself in a state, like a good state. So you got your energies up. I am the architect of my own life, not a consumer of my potential. So you're the architect of your own life. You're not a consumer of your potential. So you have to live up to the potential, because God gave you gifts that you must use every single day. And if you're wasting your gifts, there's a story in the Bible that talks about wasting the gifts. So you got 1 gift, 3 gifts, 5 gifts, and you go out and to use them in the world. Instead of hiding your gifts, you got to go out and use them in the world and multiply. Be fruitful and multiply. Make things, good things, make things better. When you lead with identity, discipline becomes a reflection of who you are, not what you do. So number 2, shrink the starting line. Big projects trigger overwhelm. Overwhelm triggers avoidance. So if you're avoiding doing stuff, and I know you guys can relate to this. So if you have a big project you're going to do, chunk it down into bite-sized pieces. I can't remember who said it, but talking about the elephant, you can't eat the whole elephant at once. You got to get a fork, you got to get a knife, and you got to cut it open, and you can only do it 1 bite at a time. Walking up a staircase, you can always step 1 step at a time, 1 step at a time. So make bigger projects, chunk them down to small batches, and then just do those. And then before you know it, you're going to get closer to your goal. Again, this is what happens. The secret, make the first step stupidly easy. The first step, make it easy. And then the next step, make it easy. Next one, make it easy. If you can't start the whole workout, do 5 push-ups. If you can't write the plan, outline the heading. Momentum before motivation. Momentum. So start doing start doing something that's easy so you can get momentum. Once you start, your brain releases dopamine, the chemistry of continuation. So just start small, start with something you can accomplish, start something you can do. So it's not like, I can't do this whole thing. Just start small. And then I'm only gonna do it for 5 minutes. And then 5 minutes might be 10 minutes, 15 minutes, an hour. Number 3, use the future self frame. Talk to yourself from your future self's perspective. Can you talk to yourself from your future self's perspective? I really hope that you can do that. That'd be like totally great. That'd be awesome. So talk to yourself from your future self's perspective. If I don't take action now, what does my 6-month future look like? If you don't take action now, Just going to be pushing it forward and pushing it forward and pushing it forward and pushing it forward. Determined to take action right now, because you know what procrastination does. It's like, I'll put it off to tomorrow. I'll put it off to mañana, 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 mañana. I'll put it off to tomorrow. Don't put it off tomorrow. Start it today and then take small steps so you can build a little bit of momentum, right? This activates your prefrontal cortex, the logical decision maker, and reduces emotional procrastination. It reframes your action as an investment rather than just a task. So let's go. Let's go. Let's go. So number 4, what's number 4? Number 4, we got number 4. The 2-minute rule. We're going to go with the 2-minute rule for number 4, stolen straight from habit expert James Clear. When you don't feel like doing something, just do it for 2 minutes. Do it for 5 minutes. Do it for 10 minutes. Just start doing something. Tell yourself you'll only work out for 2 minutes. You'll often end up doing like 30 minutes, but just tell yourself, I'm just going to go to the gym and have a light workout. And then you start. It's like, whenever you start something, it's like, well, I'm here. Might as well start and do something. Then boom, boom, boom. You build momentum. Everything's great. You bypass the resistance that says, I don't have time. I don't have time. I don't have time, by lowering the friction with yourself. It's like, I got this to do. 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 Pick one thing. Be gentle on yourself. Start small. Give yourself 5 minutes. And then all those things will add up over time. What's the next one? What's the next one? Anchor to purpose, not pressure. Remind yourself why this project matters emotionally, not just logically. Instead, I have to finish this plan. How about something like this? Finishing this plan gets me one step closer to helping your ideal client or your husband or your wife or your team rebuild their power and purpose. So you have to have a purpose. Anchor that purpose in there. Whatever it is, anchor the purpose in there. And that's your why, right? Purpose fuels persistence. When your why is bigger than your then that'll move you forward. And you got to be in a good state, right? You can't be like, I don't feel like doing this, blah, da, 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 da. If you've coached kids before, if you coached adults before, or even if you ran a Fortune 500 company before, when you have a meeting and you guys are like, we've talked about this before. We're going to have a meeting about another meeting. When is it going to get done? It's like people are complaining, their shoulders are slumped, their arms are down. But it's like, okay, let's rock and roll. Let's get the action plan set. Let's get our tasks delegated. And we can get things rocking and rolling. And then you report back here in 7 days, all you guys. You're going to have tasks that are delegated. You're going to have action plans, and you're going to have goals that are specific, achievable, relevant, and timely. We're going to meet back here in 7 days, and we're going to discuss the progress that we've made so we can keep on moving forward, right? So what's the next one? Number 6. Leverage environmental cues. Leverage environmental cues. So what does that mean? Leverage your environmental cues. Your environment silently shapes 80% of your behavior. So your environment, that means like your surroundings. If you have an office and everything's like it's all messy and everything's all over the place. And I know people say, I've heard this before, well, don't clean it up or don't touch anything because I know where everything is in this disaster area. And that's true. Some people work that way, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. That's good. But what if you took the time, and again, this could be one of the tasks that you took 5 minutes to do. It's like you took the time to like clean up your environment so you can put things in a strategic order, in a better order, so your mind can be a little bit clear. So what if your bedroom's a mess? What if the car is a mess? What if your garage is a mess? What if your files are a mess? Take the time, clean those up. Create a work trigger space, even a chair that means build mode. A chair, build mode, and leverage environmental cues. Remove distractions. Remove distractions in a room. Clean it up. Put the phone in another room. Close some tabs. Just like boom. Surround yourself with like motivational cues that are up in here. It's like, I got that there. I got that there. So these things give me motivation. The things back here as well. These things give me motivation. I got books. So it kind of like, you learn by osmosis. All this stuff. You learn by osmosis because you're surrounded by the things that are going to be beneficial to you and the people that you are going to present yourself to, the people you're going to be surrounding yourself with. See this environment? I love the environment. Gotta love the environment. It's beautiful. Gotta love the environment. And so make your environments like Presenting, is that, what do you mean presenting? Presenting. Make your environment, what word am I looking for? Come on, anybody? What word am I looking for? Presentable, like inviting. Make your environment like a place where you will actually be like, this is the place I want to be. This is where the place that I'm going to get my stuff done in, because I absolutely love it, right? What's another one? Number 7. This is the last one we got here, folks. Use the power of public commitment. Some people will argue you're not supposed to tell people your goals, and then this is telling you should tell your people your goals. So it's entirely up to you. If you want to tell people your goals, you can. If that makes you feel better. If you don't want to tell them, don't bother. Keep them to yourself until the goal is actually completed. Then you say, if you have that type of ability to make a goal, don't tell somebody about it, or people about it, or public about it. Or you can make a public commitment and say, I'm going to have this done by this date, and just watch me. Then you put pressure on yourself, right? So if you use the power of public commitment, you announce your intentions to someone, or better yet, to your audience, when you say, I'm launching by this Friday. I'm going to have this book done by this date. I'm going to lose 10 pounds by this date. I'm going to have this done by this date, or whatever it may be for you. Your brain treats that as a contract with your identity and the people you serve in your communities. Accountability plus visibility equals follow through pressure. So hopefully you can take that. It's how athletes, entrepreneurs, and high performers consistently execute their goals over and over and over again. And if you don't have to do that if you don't want to, but that's number 7. So we got a bonus here for you as well. Bonus stack 3 of these daily. If you do a bonus stack of 3 of these things daily, that'll help you be able to persuade yourself to get things done, because you always have that resistance at this chair. I've been trying to, I don't know if you can hear this chair. It's like squeaky, and I tried to spray some stuff, and it's mildly annoying to me. It's mildly annoying. I don't like it, but I don't have another chair, so I got to sit in this chair right now. So the bonus stack: visualize your future self's results. Take 2 minutes to do that. So each and every morning and each and every night before you go to bed, visualize your future self's results. So whatever it may be, again, the body's always a good one. So if whatever you weigh right now, get a clear picture in your mind of what your ideal body would look like, your ideal relationship with, your ideal cut. No, we'll keep going. Sorry. This is the human element of this whole thing. Slow down. It's okay. So first one, visualize your future self's results. So whether you want to visualize your most ideal relationship, you want to visualize your most ideal body, you want to visualize where you want to live, you want to visualize how much money you're going to be bringing in on a monthly basis, you want to visualize, fill in the blank. Visualize that first thing in the morning and last thing before you go to bed while you're in bed. Visualizing works like so good. And if you want to take it a step further, write that down. Write it down, read it aloud, and visualize it. Takes it a step further. And if you don't believe me, try it. It works. Number 2, take one micro step that creates motion. Creates motion and momentum trigger. So take one micro step that creates motion, micro step. So maybe you just need to pack your gym bag. If you're going to the gym in the morning, pack it the night before. Or maybe you, if you have homework or wherever that may be, get the homework done the night before, put it in your bag to go to school, whatever that may be. If you have an assignment, get it done, put it where it's supposed to go. Those little micro things. If your clothes for the morning, get your clothes ready for the morning, put them out the night before, put your towel for your shower the night before. All these little things add up and they help you create momentum, makes things easy. You want to make your life easier a little bit more than you want to make it harder, right? So make life easier for yourself. Reinforce your identity with a power statement out loud. So whoever you are right now and whoever you want to be, you can say, every day in every way I'm getting better and better. Every day in every way I'm getting stronger and stronger. Every day in every way I'm getting richer and richer. Every day in every way I'm getting healthier and healthier. However you want to go about doing that, power statements every single day. Every day in every way I'm getting richer and richer. Every day in every way I'm getting better and better. Every day in every way I'm getting stronger and stronger. I'm getting smarter and smarter. I'm attracting the best things into my life. I'm attracting the best people into my life. I'm attracting mass amount of money into my life. Power statements. I'm attracting all good coming into my life every single day because that's just the way it is. This is who my new identity is going to be. I'm better. I'm stronger. I'm richer. I'm happier. I'm more joyful every day. So those are the 7 techniques, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for coming to the show. I appreciate it. We're almost half an hour in. This is only supposed to be about 10 or 20 minutes, but that's okay. I love you guys. And again, I got to put this on there. Going 100 miles an hour. How about I slow this down a second? I can go into here. So how this can start for you, if you guys are just starting, some people have read this book over and over again. If you're smart, if you've been studying, but if you studied this book, if you go to this link down here, this is like, how do you persuade yourself to go to this link right here? It's like, well, I don't really know if I should do that. It's like, it's scary. Then I got to put my name and I got to put my email address on there. Well, let me tell a story that if the first thing that I signed up for, it's like, I got this, I was lifting weights. What did I get? I got so many different things. It's scary. I had to like fill in my name, and then I had to get a credit card to buy some supplements. It's like, are they going to ship them on time? Are they even going to ship them? Or what if someone takes that? But I had to take the action, and it's like I had to take some faith. It's like driving on the other side of the road. You're counting on you staying on your side of the road, and the person is going to stay on his side of the road. So there are scams out there, so be careful. But this isn't one of them. So if you want to start a process of creating a better life for you and your family, and you've never done anything like this before, I can understand. But again, I've read 200, 300, 400 books, can't even count anymore, on all these subjects, on personal development, on spirituality, including the Bible, on business, on all these different types of things that help you build a life that is better than the one you have right now. And then I've exercised this in all aspects of my life. Every job that I've had, every business I've developed, everything. And it all works. It all works over time. So this book right here, if you go to www.growrichlife.com, I know it's scary. You'll get delivered, if you put in your name and your email address, it'll take you to another page. And from that page, you can scroll up or down. You'll see Russell Brunson there. There'll be three free gifts, 3 like amazing books for you. And these should be your study. These should be in every school. I don't think school is going to last very long, though, because what's coming here, you can learn everything online. You don't need to spend tens of thousands of dollars at universities or college just to play sports, maybe. But we'll have that. That'll be a whole different realm. Sports will be in a whole different realm. Schools will be in a different realm. Universities, because they don't really teach you what you're going to need to know here to be able to survive what's coming. So again, go to growrichlife.com, plug that into your computer, or type that in. You'll have a little prompt there from the MDM architects, and it'll have like a little book and whatnot. It'll have a little spiel about these ancient books that should be mandatory for schools and businesses to be able to study these things. Put your name and number in there. It'll bring you to another screen. And then you go get the 3 free books. It'll take you to a prompt where it'll give you free 30 days to the Secrets of Success Society. You don't have to stay in that if you don't want to. You can quit that at any time within the 30 days. But you'll get delivered these 3 books. You just have to pay shipping and handling. It's a small price to pay, but if you study these books, the principles in these books and the stories that are in these books will be able to show you, and it might help propel you to a different level in your life. But I can't force you to do that. I can't even persuade you to do that. Even though we just had a show on persuasion, how do you persuade yourself to do something? I'm not going to even attempt to persuade you to do that. I know I've spent ridiculous amounts of money on my personal development. I've even lost ridiculous amounts of money, coincidentally, on my personal development. So it's entirely up to you what you want to do. If you want to continue doing the same things you've been doing, you're more than welcome to do that. That's okay. Maybe you need to see this 10 or 20 times before you feel more comfortable. That's okay. All I can do is present you the information. So if you go here, growrichlife.com, and put in your first name, put in your email, and then you got to sign up for those books. You got to grab your credit card. You got to put the credit card in. You got to put the credit card information. It's a safe site, secure. It's Russell Brunson's site. I'm the affiliate selling these books for him, because why wouldn't you want to get them? I don't know. Maybe because you don't want to, which is fine. That's all I got for that, folks. And then if you want to sign up for the case study coaching program, the 7-day challenge, I'm doing that for you guys because I want you guys to be able to see what it's all about. How you can like set the goals, take the action plans, but you have to see the result. These are all going to accumulate results for you. If you don't see the result, then you're not going to think, why would I want to get that? Why would I want to get that? That's why you have to visualize your perfect body, your perfect relationship, whatever you want to work on first, your finances. This is what everybody should be working on first, but that's not where you want to start. Your mindset. If you don't have the right programming in there, it's never going to work for you. You have to make sure that your mind's programmed with the right technology, the right programming, you have to have the right attitude. You have to have the right way of thinking. You got to be able to monitor your thoughts, and then how those thoughts are attached to how your actions and your moods and your state and your physiology, all that kind of good stuff. What it's all about, folks. If you've never participated in all this type of personal development stuff, then welcome. You're in for a treat. If you're still unsure, welcome. You're still in for a treat. Yes and yes. Let's go. Let's rock and roll. I'm Coach Mike. This is the MDM show. Thank you guys for checking it out. I appreciate that. If you want to be a guest on the show, get a hold of me somehow. You can send me a direct message. We're going to drop that down in the DMs, right? Send a comment down here. I'm MDM. I'm Coach Mike, or just Mike. Get a hold of me somehow. I want you guys to succeed in your life. But again, it all starts with your picture and perception of the world and how you think and how those thoughts, how those thoughts are connected to the actions you take in the environments that you hang around on a regular basis, and your identity, your self-identity, who you believe you actually are. You're a child of the Most High God. If you believe you're a child of the Most High God, you can do amazing things. But if you just think you're like, I'm just a guy or I'm just a girl, I can't really do much. Yes, you can. I'm here to tell you that, yeah, you can. You can do a lot if you choose to do so. If you choose not to do so, if you don't have a purpose, if you don't have a why, you don't have something that's going to like wake you up in the morning, get you excited to build something that's going to be greater than yourself, that will last longer than yourself, then yeah, I can see that. That's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. All right, folks. Adios, amigos. I love you guys. We'll see you guys. And